Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Sarthak Show, where we discuss about tech, career, product and life. And today in this video of MySQL playlist, we are going to understand more about tables. So in the previous set of videos, you understood how to alter the table, change the name of the column, maybe data type, add new columns, delete columns. Now we are going to move it towards a new set of things. So we are having a new file over here. Let me just add new file in this textbook, lecture. Lecture.4.md. Okay, so lecture4.md, that is where I will be working on. So in this command, we are going to understand how things function and what are the various extra things that you can understand. You can optimize your queries or write better syntax. So far you have understood the basic construct of the SQL. We are entering into phase 2 of our MySQL playlist, where we are going much step further. We are writing efficient syntax or efficient queries that give us better results. So one of the things that we often do is putting aliases to the table name or column name, right? So what that means is basically you can have a second name as well for a column. Let's say your column that has been saved in database has a very weird kind of a name, mobile_number, or maybe some name with underscores and everything. You can put an alias name while actually querying the data so that it looks presentable, it looks good, user understandable and everything, right? So let me give you the syntax for that. It's a very simple syntax. Select, you want to, let's say, select a column, so column name, right, from, let me just put it in this different form, table name, right? Now you can put this is a query that we often use, right? This is the query that we often use. But let's say what you want to add an alias, so you can use the keyword as the alias name. So this will ensure that you have a alias name in that column. So let me just quickly give you an example of that and show how it works. So in our query, select star from select star from students 2, right? This is the data that we have so far. Let me just quickly find that I don't want to show DOB because that might not be understandable for all of the folks. So I will write it as a date of birth. Let me just put it in this way. Select DOB as date of birth from students 2, right? So now the column DOB has been changed with this name and I've got the results, right? This is how you can put an alias to a column name, which makes sense for you, right? For example, I see that I have a column class and section. I want to see a concatenated value of that. So what MySQL provides is a command concat. Let me just give you an example of that. But before that, let me put it as a sample command. Now the different, select column name. Now basically you can do is a concat. So let me just also write this word concat. Okay, control C. What this is concat. So this is the keyword that we use. Let's say the concat is the way where you want to use. So it's like first column 1, comma. Now you have to mention the name of the other column, and you can also give a spacing or a way where you want to introduce. So let's say you want to combine the name as in the fields of the value, right? You can do that. So I want to introduce a space as well. So what I can do is maybe I can mention column 2 over here, but you can add extra things in this value, right? This is how it functions. Column, right? So this is how it functions. Column 2, right? As, now I have to use the as keyword as alias name, what I want to call it, and just from table name. So this is how you put the table name over here as well. But very interestingly, you can do multiple commands on this as well. So let me just put it over here and give you a context of this. So let me give an example. I want to see the class and section together. So let me just quickly write it. Select concat. Now I want to mention the class and section, right? So I will put this as the column. So class as one column. Now, interestingly, I want to also give in space because now result will be different. But let me show you first the result and then we can do this. Section concat as info, right? As info, I'm going to see that. And now what will this make? Oh, maybe I should use score and section because class has null values. So what I can do is I can rather use name. So let me just write it name over here, because you won't be able to understand them if I don't use a keyword with values. Name as info, and I have to mention the table name as well. So from also info can be small as well. Info from students 2, right? See, I got the info column and now everything is concatenated together, but I want to see it in the space form. So what I will do is I will introduce a space over here. What that means actually is I want to introduce over space over here. So what I will do is I will do this and comma. So what I have introduced a space over here, and let me just write this query. Sarthak Jain space A, Rohan space A. So section class can be a section or name can be combined, and you can introduce spaces as well, right? This is how it functions. You can combine multiple columns. Let's say I want to also combine score, right? I want to combine score. Let me give you space. I can combine score, right? Sarthak Jain A50, Rohan A60, Kevin A70. So this is how it works. Let me write it in the form of simple command. What is the first one that we used? This one. Then I introduce a space, and I have concatenated here multiple columns. So add a space and multiple columns, right? So this is the alias command that we often use in our work, where you get to interact with multiple columns and you want to combine them together and use that. Now let's say interestingly you want to sort it as well, so you can use order by commands as well. So let me just put this over here and give you an example of that. So let's say I have introduced this new column and I also want to order by all of my data with the help of this as well. So what I will do is I will use this and I will order my data with this. So in the same command, if I mention that order by info, right? See, now JD is on the top, Kevin is again, Rohan, Sanket, and then Sarthak, right? I can do this. I can order by and use, instead of actual name of the column, I'm using the alias name of the column. I can do this, and this is why it is very, very helpful. So I'm going to just give it this into the sample command. Okay. What else? What else we can do? Now interestingly, what you can do is you can also give an alias name to the table, and that is very interesting. That is going to be used multiple times. You will realize it later, but yes, this is a very important use case as well. You want to give an alias name to the table because you want to do certain functions, and writing table name again and again might not make sense because a table name could be multiple, like it could be a big string, or it might be slightly difficult for that. So let me just give you an example, or rather syntax. Select star from table name. Now you have to mention that what do you want to call this table name as. So let me call this as, and the alias name. Right. This is a simple keyword that you can do. You can give an alias name to the table itself. And now the table has an alias name instead of the column, and this is how you can work in the fashion. How this is helpful, let me give you an example of that as well. So over here, select star from, although this won't change anything, students to as the info. Again, I want to let's say mention the table name as kids. Okay, I can do that. So I am getting the exact same data, it's nothing changed, but how I can use it in multiple way, let me show you an example of that as well. As kids, now where I can write something like kids dot marital status equal to single 70, we have this single 100, and I want to only get the data where score is greater than 70, let's say. So single, and a very complex query that we are writing over here, and score, let's say greater than 80, right? I should only get a one answer right over here. See, I got this. This is how things function over here. You can write it in this way. You can mention that why you want to calculate and how do you want to calculate the data. And this is how it will help you get the data in the best way possible. You can use this alias name over here and do some calculations. Use it multiple times. You don't have to write the whole name of the table. You can do multiple things and scenarios. You might not understand the value of it is because it's single table. When you are combining multiple tables, it will be very, very helpful. So when you are combining multiple tables, this will be helpful. I'm going to teach you in that next set of tables, but I'm just giving an example. I can call the same table with different names as well. So let me just give you an example of that. Select star from students to as, I am again using as, let's say call it T1, table 1, comma, again using students 2 as the same table, students 2 as T2. Now I want to use a where condition where T1 dot I want to see where marks are same but name is different. So is there any entry where I can see the data? Marks are same, 70 single, 60 single. Where I could get this entry? Sarthak Jain is 25, 26. Rohan is again 26. Exactly same rows that we have over here. I have. So what I can do is, let's say date of birth is same, but name is not same. I can do that query, right? So where T1 dot dob is equal to t2.tob and t1 dot name is not equal to is the command that I'm going to use, and it's going to show what it makes sense. So it's not equal to not equal to t2 dot name, right? So you see that it has combined both of the table. I'm sure you might not be directly understanding the table, how it has worked, but let me just quickly also mention the name instead. This will make more sense to you. So instead of this, name, comma, it's a score. Okay, I have to mention this as well. In this, mention which name and which score. So I'm going to use only t1 for now, but let's say t2 for now. t2.name and t2.score. Okay. See, I got the name. Instead of this table, let me give Sarthak Jain and JD, where date of birth was same, but name is different. See, in the initial table, if you see, where we have our date of birth at 25 same, but we didn't have the same name. So I wanted to know all the people with have same date of birth, right? So this is how you can query multiple data. I'm going to put it in the sample command, but you can ignore it for now because we are going to work on multiple tables in the subsequent lectures. Where was I? So I have to put this as table name and to give you sample commands. So what is the sample command for that? This is one example. This won't show any difference. This is the other example. But although this query worked, but I should ideally write it over here in the form of kids.score, because since it was one table, it worked, but ideally it won't work if you have not mentioned it, as you saw the error over here, right? I'm just writing this command because last one is more simple to understand. Okay, not equal to, I'm writing as sign of a self join. We'll understand this table in this concept in the future lectures, but it's kind of a self join that we have done over here. So you will get to understand where you're working with multiple tables, while this aliasing of table name is also helpful. We'll see that. I hope you enjoyed this lecture and understood the concept of alias name. It will be very, very helpful topic in future videos where you're going too deep into queries and multiple queries are there. And aliasing is very, very, very helpful because I can easily write T1 and T2 instead of whole table name as students to again and again, right? Yeah, if you really like this video, really enjoyed understanding this concept, please like my video, share it among your friends and subscribe to my channel, and also press the bell icon so that you get a notification every time I put a new video. And I will try to bring in more such good content. You can write in the comments below what did you understand and what you want more on. I will try to bring all that content on my channel and on this video. I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.